sight. As soon as he gives up the shooting irons, we'll take him away from that deputy and hang him in the nearest cottonwood.
Compadre, you can come out now. It is all clear.
Hello, Elfego.
Thanks for coming.
We better get started. I guess maybe you better let me have those guns.
I think maybe I'd better keep them till we get out of here. They're up to something. Be careful.
Wait a minute. You know how Baca's been induced to surrender? I promised him a safe escort to Socorro to stand trial there. But there can't be any double dealing. You stay where you are. If Baca's done anything wrong, he'll be punished for it. But he'll be tried by a jury, not by a lynch mob.
All right, Mr. Deputy. We'll help you provide an escort to Socorro, but he's got to give up his guns.
I'll go to Socorro on one condition and one condition only. That is that I keep my guns and sit in the rear seat of the buckboard. Mr. Morgan and Zangano will sit up front, and the rest of you will ride ahead of us. That's my condition. You can take it or leave it.
All right. All right, we'll give him his escort. Come on.
Senor Martinez, known as Sangano to his Mexican friends, admit that he left the area when the trouble began. And you've heard Deputy Morgan tell how he arrived at the scene on the evening of the second day after Elfego Baca had shot down 5 Americans.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The evidence shows that only 4 men were shot. The foreman was killed by his own horse falling upon him.
I apologize, Your Honor. 4 men shot down in cold blood, and 13 others badly wounded. With the permission of the court, I should like to put the prisoner on the stand once more.
It's out of order, but proceed.
If you please.
Remember, Elfego, you're on trial for your life.
No, that'll not be necessary. You're already under oath. Now, if you'll just answer a few more questions.
Go ahead.
Is it true that you were once friendly with the notorious outlaw and killer known as Billy the Kid?
Well, I once knew Billy Bonnie a long time ago from the one muchachos. But he wasn't an outlaw then. He had never shot anybody.
Did he teach you that lightning draw of his?
No, senor. He taught me to play the piano.
Well, is it true that when you were 15, your father was arrested for murder?
He was arrested, yes. But it was no way to treat my father.
Why not? Didn't he kill 2 men?
My father was town marshal of Belen. He shot them to preserve law and order.
But he was tried by a court and sentenced to a long term in the penitentiary, was he not?
Ay, que barbaridad.
Speak English.
I only said what a barbarity. Some enemies made false charges against my father. But he never served the sentence.
Why not?
He was freed.
Who freed him?
I did.
So, it is true. You broke into a room above the jail and sawed a hole in the floor so your father could escape.
Yes, senor, that is true.
Then you admit obstructing justice.
No, senor. I admit helping him to get out of jail. I did not obstruct justice. I aided it. Everybody knew my father was innocent.
Constable, please confine his questioning to the case at hand.
I'm finished with him, Your Honor. Gentlemen of the jury, I shall not waste any more of your valuable time. You've heard all the evidence. You can form your own opinion as to the character of the accused. By his own admission, he arrested a man illegally, and in the resulting battle, 4 men were slain. The issue is clear. Elfego Baca is a murderer, and I demand nothing less than the death penalty. Gentlemen of the jury,
I'd just like to remind you of something. When the defendant took the badge of a peace officer and arrested a drunken cowboy, illegally or not, he did it to protect lives and property. When a group of armed men tried to take his prisoner from him, he acted in self-defense and kept his prisoner in custody. Later, Elfego Baca alone held off a lynch mob of 80 men for 33 hours, surviving over 4,000 bullets. The door of the hut, by actual count, had 367 bullet holes in it. He survived fire and dynamite. When Deputy Morgan arrived, he surrendered to him, trusting he would receive a fair trial. I do not ask for charity, gentlemen. I simply ask for your honest verdict. If you find him guilty of murder, you must convict. But if you feel, as I strongly feel, that he was justified in defending himself against an armed mob who would take his life, then you must turn him free. Thank you.
The jury will please retire and consider a verdict. Well, gentlemen, have you reached an agreement?
We have, Your Honor. We find the defendant not guilty.
Muchas gracias.
Senor Baca, what a surprise.
You remember me then?
How could I ever forget? We were so happy to hear that you were acquitted.
I was happy too.
But you should not have come back here. There is still much bad feeling against you.
I'll get over it.
Forgive me for not inviting you in, but my aunt is away.
Could we not talk out here?
Yes, I think it will be all right.
What is your name, little one?
Anita Chavez, a sus órdenes.
Ah, that's a pretty name like its owner. Do you still have the statue of the saint you are named for?
Oh, yes. Our Santa Ana is famous now because of you. People believe she has true miraculous powers.
I have good reason to believe it. Would you be willing to sell her to me?
Oh, senor, there can be no price for an image like that. Father Cabrera on her feast day has given us permission to carry her through the street. Will you come?
Of course.
Now, I must tell you why I came today. Because of me, your home was destroyed, so I have decided to make enough to build you a new place to live. And here's your first payment.
It is not necessary, senor. My relatives have taken us in.
But surely your parents would rather have a place of their own.
I have no parents. My mother was taken from us when the smallpox broke out. And last year my father was killed.
How did that happen?
My father was given a few acres of land by Don Mariano Vargas instead of wages that he owed him. After my father had worked the land, a stranger came and told him he had to get off.
Why?
He said the Vargas family no longer had any legal right, and he showed them a paper to prove it. My father could not read English, so he refused to give up the land without putting up a fight.
Naturally.
One day as he was walking home, he was shot in the back. There were no witnesses, so no one was ever arrested.
And the stranger?
He sold the land to a mining company and moved away. So we were left without anything. We did not even own the little hut.
I'm sorry. Very sorry. Do you know what I have decided to do?
No.
I'm going to fight injustices like that.
How?
I've decided to study law. I was thinking about it when I was in jail waiting for my trial. Most of our people don't understand American law. Many of them are like your father. They don't even understand English.
People are afraid of what they do not understand.
But if they could go to someone who knows both languages, and learn that the law's for them too, then they wouldn't be afraid any longer.
Oh, we need someone like that very badly, senor.